Morning, Avinash.
Good
Introduce.
morning. Yeah. So my name is Avinash Giri and I am from Pune. I have completed my highest graduation in MBA in Operation Management in 2018. Before that, I have completed my Bachelor's of Engineering in 2016 from Pune University only. So currently, I'm holding 6 years, 6 months of total work experience, wherein currently I'm having 4 years, 6 months as a SAP MM consultant. And so during my 4.6 years of experience, I got a chance to work on one end-to-end implementation project and one support project as well. So currently I'm working with Jacob Solution India Private Limited as a SAP MM consultant, SAP S4 HANA consultant since last 3 years, where I got a chance to work on one end-to-end implementation project for the client Hightech Radiators Private Limited, and currently I'm working on second implementation project. So where my responsibility is like to requirement gathering from client, then configuration, then uh, we have to prepare the test cases for different scenarios. So also I was involved in data validation activity for master data, we can say, before uploading it to the quality server or in server. So I was also involved in cutover activity, after the go live support phase as well. And also I have a very good knowledge about the business blueprints and like gap identification, functional unit testing, and creation of FSDs. So this is all about me. And also I did work on like change request and modification request, where like request we were getting like to change the addresses for the plants or creation of new storage locations. And also I did work on incident management request as well, where end users were getting errors on their day-to-day activity, and my task is to resolve those issues. Before that, I was working with WNS Global Services Private Limited as a SAP support consultant, where I was working on incident management requests and as well as change request and modification request, which comes after the implementation phase. After the implementation, so this is all about me. And before that, I was working with Syngenta India Private Limited as a procurement analyst. And before that, I was working with Infinite Computer Solution India, but I was working for the IBM client as an order management analyst. So this is all about me.
Okay, fine. Avinash, you told you work upon the implementation project. What was your exact role in that implementation?
So I was working through like implementation phases like uh, project preparation phase, like business blueprint phase. But my as a SAP consultant, my role was starting from the business blueprint phase only, and then realization phase, then final preparation phase, then go live phase. So during the business blueprint phase, I was preparing. I was working on a requirement gathering from the client. So we were preparing a document like as is and to be document. So as is nothing but the uh, uh, client's current business processes. So we have to like list out. So as is document is nothing but the theory document, we can say. So where we were listing out all the processes which they are handling in their current organization. And so to be document which we are creating is like how we are going to implement into the SAP system. So we were preparing the to be document as well. And uh, my another task is like to prepare the gap summary document as well. So gap summary gap analysis document. So gap is nothing but the difference between the client's requirement and the uh, SAP standard solution. So if a client's requirement is something like which is not present in the SAP solution, that we can consider it as a gap. So we were preparing those type of requirement in a gap summary document. And during the as is document, we were like presenting that, sorry, in the to be document, we were presenting to the client how their business processes we are going to implement in the SAP solution, how like processor will work in the uh, SAP standard solution. So these the work these are the work I was working in a business blueprint phase, and after that in the realization phase, my task is like to do the configuration. So I was working on a baseline configuration, I would say, which are not dependent on the other client consultants. So I did configure plants, then storage locations, and I did help with the pricing procedure as well. So after that, we did so during the uh, gap, we can say. So we have to prepare one functional specification document. So I did work on the function gaps as well. So gaps are divided in like six objects. So these are nothing but the RICEP objects. So which is nothing but workflow, then reports, then interface, then conversion, then enhancement. So, and the smart form. So these are the objects, and for which if there is a client's requirement, which is we can consider it as a gap. So we have to fit that gap in these objects. We can say whether it is a conversion gap or whether it is a enhancement gap. So this type for these client's requirement, we have to prepare functional specification document. So based on the functional specification document, and we have to provide those functional specification document to the technical team, and based on the functional specification document, technical team will create a technical specification document, and they will do the development from their side. After that, my task was to do the testing, or we can say functional unit testing. So once they are done with their development, they ask us to do the functional unit testing. So my task is to do the functional unit testing. And if we are if the requirement is not meeting as per our requirement, then we used to raise the defect. So once we raise the defect, again, a technical team will work on that defect. So this type of cycle will go on until and unless we don't achieve that requirement. So I did this task in the realization phase, and after that final preparation, during the final preparation, my task was to uh, I was involved in the system integration testing as well. So this system integration is testing is like integration between MM or PP or MM or SD, MM or quality management. This type of integration we have to perform. So after that, my another task is to provide the training to the users. So I did provide a training on like procure to pay cycle to the clients, how the process starts and how it ends. And also I did provided the training on creation of master data. We did just provided the presentation on the how we can create the master data by manually, but actually we don't do it on a manual basis, but we have to provide the training to them as well for manual creation as well. So I did perform this activity, and then we have to take the user acceptance testing on a quality server. So we were like the core team members had the access to the quality server as well, and where we had to do the functional unit testing in front of them, and we have to take the sign off from them during the after the user acceptance testing. So during the final preparation phase, we had to like prepare one data migration tool as well. And so we were using LSMW data migration tool for plant and storage location configurations. And we had used BDC, then BAPI. This type of data migration tool we did use during the data migration preparation activity. And yeah, so these are the activity on which I did work on my
Okay, fine,
current.
Avinash. Where
Yeah.
your client is located?
So currently my client is located at Mumbai Rabale location.
Okay, and what is your client organization structure?
So my client have one company, group of company we can say, and under company there is only one company code, and under one company code there are four. plants which are located in, one plant is located in Mumbai location, one plant is located in Thane location, and two plants are located in Khopoli location. So these are the four plants under which there are multiple storage locations are created. So currently we are using central purchase organization, which is being handled by the base location, which is from Mumbai only. Whatever the procurement is being done, that was done from the Mumbai location only. So do you want me to ask, explain the configurations as well?
No. You told four plants are there, then why you use the LSMW?
LSMW we just use for plant creation and storage location, because LSMW is the best solution to to transfer the configuration data from one server to another server. So for that purpose, we did use only
For
for
four plant only you used LSMW?
it was not required actually, but I do have a knowledge about that. So for only for four plants, it is not required actually. So there were like number of storage location, and for number of storage location, there were multiple addresses. So for those addresses, like I can say, for one storage location, there were 20 to 30 addresses, storage location addresses. For those storage location, we did use LSMW.
Okay, fine. Then tell me, suppose we are creating plant. So how many configurations, or we can say which configurations are required for the plant creation?
So at very first, once we create the plant, we have to assign plant to the company code, and then assign plant to the purchase organization, and then we have to activate the material ledger for that particular plant. Then we have to uh, activate quantity and value update indicators for the particular material type which we are going to use in the for that particular plant. And then we have to assign valuation grouping code to the company code, or we can say chart of account. And then we have to maintain the parameters, for MRP parameters for that particular plant. So these are the configuration required.
Okay, Vinesh. Avinash, do you know about a business partner configuration?
Yes, I do know about it.
Yeah, tell me.
So yeah, so there are multiple steps, but at very first, the step which starts with the we have to create the vendor account group using T code OMSG. So we have to like create a vendor account group, and the next step is to create the number ranges for that vendor account group using T code OMSJ, and then we have to assign. So here we have to assign, we will be creating external number range for that business account group, and we have to assign that number ranges to the business account group. Sorry, uh, I'm sorry. Let me start from starting. So we have to create vendor account group using T code OMSG. Then we have to create number ranges and assign it to the that particular vendor account group using T code OMSJ. Then we have to create business group. You by going to the path, we can say, in the through SPRO, then material management, then business partner. So there is a one path where we need to go, and we have to create the number ranges for business grouping, and that number range we will be using internal only. Then we have to create business account, business grouping, and we have to assign that number range to the business grouping, and then we have to link business grouping and the vendor account group, and we have to use the same number range. So when we use that same number, then whenever we are going to create any business partner, we will be getting business partner as same number and vendor number will be the same or the supplier number. So these are the configuration required for business partner.
Okay, Avinash. Avinash, tell me purchase requisition release procedure configurations.
Yeah. So in a purchase requisition, there are uh, two class we have to create. One class is for header level and one class is for item level. So at very first we have to create the characteristic for both the levels. Like so characteristic will are nothing but like document type, your plant, then the amount range, or we can say value slab. Though we have to create the characteristic for both the header level and item level. Then we have to create the class. Then we have to assign those characteristic to the class. Once we assign the characteristic to the class, then there is the one we have to in the release grouping, we have to assign grouping code to the class where we will be activating overall indicator as active. And then we have to create grouping codes, and we have to assign those grouping codes to the uh, release group. Sorry, we have to create release codes and we have to assign release codes to the release group. Then we have to go to the next step, which is uh, release indicators. So there are two indicators. One is block, and another one is release. These are the two indicators. Then next step is change indicator. So the change, where there we don't need to do anything. So the if the change indicator is used when once we have submitted any PO, then once that PO gets released from the approvers, if anything comes in future, and we want to change the prices for that particular PO, so during that period only, at how much percent price we can change. So that change indicator we can use during that period only, whether we can use at as 20% or 30% of the price change. So for that purpose, that change indicator is used. Then we have to create the release strategy. So release strategy, in the release strategy, we have to maintain a release code, and we have to uh, uh, like add release codes as well. And we have to define whether the release strategy will be parallel, or whether release strategy will be in sequence. So parallel is nothing but if there are four approvers, whenever any approvers get so we can say are in the parallel release strategy, uh, any approver can approve that particular PO, and in the sequence release only, in the sequence approvers will be able to approve that PO. So these are the configurations of release strategy for PR. So to check, yeah.
Okay, Avinash. Tell me which type of pricing procedure you used in your last project?
So there were three types of pricing procedure we did use. So one is for domestic purchasing, one is for subcontract purchasing, and third one is import purchasing.
Okay. And what kind of the configuration you did in the pricing?
So in the pricing procedure, at very first, we have to create the purchase schema for the purchase order. And then we have to at very first, there are some configuration steps which are required to do from as a SF, as a consultant. So we have to create the purchase order schema for purchase purchasing document. So we have to assign that purchase schema to the purchasing document, and so this will be considered as a configuration step. And we have to create next step is we have to create supplier schema group, and we have to assign that supplier schema group to the particular supplier for which supplier we are going to use the pricing procedure which we are going to create. So these are the configuration steps. Then we have to assign both purchase schema and supplier schema to the pricing procedure. So SAP has given one standard purchase pricing procedure, which is nothing but the RM 4 times 0. So we can either use that, or we can create by copying the standard pricing procedure, and we have to assign those both schema to the pricing procedure. So based on this configuration, whenever we create any purchase order for that particular vendor and the uh, yeah, so for that particular vendor, we will be able to get the pricing procedure in our PO. But there are another some steps which we have to do. We have to create the conditions type as well. We have to maintain the condition type under the pricing procedure. So we can either we can create new condition type, or we can use the given yeah, SAP standard conditions type as well. So, and the condition type contains access sequence, and access sequence contains condition table. So, and the condition table is nothing but the combination of different, like we can say company code or the vendor, or purchase organization, or and vendor. So this type of configuration which is not equal to the purchase info record. So we have to create the condition record for that particular uh, combination, whatever the condition record we are going to maintain. So in the condition record, we have to maintain the values. So that values will be considered as a condition record. So whatever, if we are creating condition record for particular supplier, and he is providing some discount 20%, we have to provide that supplier number, or we can say business partner number, and the 25% discount. And once we save this, and whenever we are going to create any purchase order, when we select the supplier and the purchase organization and the plant, whatever the information is required to create the purchase order, we will get that condition type in our condition tab at bottom. So these are the pricing procedure steps, these which we followed. So for subcontracting procedure, we create a new pricing procedure for where we were just using one extra condition type for the subcontracting charges.
Okay, Avinash. Avinash, do you know what is a blanket PO? Blanket procurement?
Yeah. So blanket PO is nothing but the low amount material which we are going to procure on a frequent basis. We can say a low value material from the material, for which we have to create one PO using document type as FO. So there are some configuration scope as well, which we can use. Like configuration step is nothing but for that particular FO document type, we can assign the numberages, and we can control, or we can control the functions for that particular PO document in the purchase order form. If whether consider if we want storage location as mandatory or optional field. So this type of configuration scope we can maintain, and by using assignment category, sorry, item category as item category for blanket PO is, I think, L. Right now, I don't remember the item category for that. So these are the configurations which we can maintain for that particular PO document. So we have to create the PO using T code ME21N, and we have to maintain the material purchase, organization purchase, group purchase, company code, plant data. So once we create, and we have to, when we select that limit item category, we will get one a tab at the bottom where we have to maintain the limit value for that particular PO. So we can maintain the actual value and the overall limit. And there is one indicator which is no limit indicator. So it depends upon our requirement whether we want to activate it or not. So once we create the PO, then we have to do the goods receipt. So goods receipt, we don't do goods receipt in this purchase order. We directly do the invoice receipt. So consider like we have maintained 100 quantities for in the PO, and we are receiving if we want to receive only 30, so supplier will provide us only 30 quantity and the invoice, and on the basis of that 30 quantity we are just settling the invoice using T code EMI RO for that 30 quantity only. And once we post the invoice, we will get to see like in the PO document we can see the actual value which is being used for that particular PO. So this is nothing but the limit PO.
Okay. Do you know automatic PO creation for purchase requisition from purchase requisition?
Yes, I do know the automatic for purchase requisition to PO. So there are some steps which you have to follow. At very first we have to use like for the particular supplier, the indicator should be active like auto PO, and in the purchase info record as well for that particular vendor, automatic PO indicator should be active. So these are the prerequisites, and to execute this process, we have to follow some like we have to use T code ME59N, and in that ME59N, we have to fill some information like company code or plant data for which we are going to use this automatic procedure. And we have to save that particular variant. And then we have to create the variant for that particular uh, particular process using T code ME59N. Once we save, we have to maintain the variant name as well. And once we save, we have another step is like to by using T code ME38. There we have to create the steps under which we have to add one program. So every T code will have their program name, and we have to use that program name in that step. And once we save, whenever we are going to create any PO, we are going to create any PR. For that PR, once we release that PR in the purchase after 20 or 30 seconds, PO gets created automatically in T code. We can say ME23 N, we can go, and in the purchase order history, in the status tab we can see the purchase order created. Then we have to check the that PO number whether it is created or not. So these are the
Avinash,
steps.
do you know the background job? Can we automate this process, PR to PO?
Yes, we can automate this process.
How?
Just like which I told the process, at very first we have to create a variant using T code ME 59N, and we have to create variant, and using T code. Once we save this variant, next step is like to create uh, using T code ME38. There we have to add some steps, and in that step we have to provide variant name and the program name.
Okay.
For that, yeah. So this is what I know about the background job. So once
Can we
we
keep
create
any
the
particular frequency? So last 1 hour PR will be converted automatically, last 2 hour or last 24 hours. Can we put any frequency for this?
yes, yes, there will be option immediate, if we want to create immediate PR to PO.
Okay, fine. I mean, as for example, if your business like a doing subcontracting process from one supplier, okay, and in that one byproduct is getting generated at a supplier end, and that byproduct your business want a return in your premises. So what
Okay,
kind of the process you can do, or what will be your solution?
okay. So that byproduct, we can consider it as a scrap, and we want that scrap in our company. So do I need to explain the whole subcontracting process?
Yes, I want the
Okay,
solution. Okay, what kind of the solution you will provide?
okay,
What will be the process steps?
okay. So at very first, when we are creating a, subcontracting PO, we have to use item category as uh, for subcontracting PO item categories. I think L, and once we have to provide the parent material which we are going to do the or we can say finished material. And in the component, in the material tab, in the component, we have to provide uh, some um, uh, child materials, we can say. So once we create the PO, we have to do the transfer posting for the created. We have to do the transfer posting for the child materials. We have to use movement type as 541, and we have to transfer that material from our premises to the subcontractor. So once they are done with their process, then uh, they will provide that parent material to us, and we have to do the goods receipt. So once we are done with the goods receipt, then we have to return. We have to get that scrap from the subcontractor using movement type. I think 543 minus, and we have to mention how much scrap is generated, and we have to provide that quantity in kg, and we have to get that scrap in our premises by reversing the movement type 541. So this is what I know about this.
Okay. How you are going to mention this is a scrap material? Tell me again.
Scrap material, we are not going to evaluate. We are going to follow valuation for that scrap material.
But
Uh,
see, suppose one or two scrap material or byproduct is getting generated in subcontracting process, how you are going to mention in a purchase order creation or during the GR creation?
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry. Yeah, I do remember that. So while mentioning that component, in that we have to provide the scrap material as well. So we have to provide material number, and in front of that we have to provide how much scrap is going to be generated, or if it is generated in minus quantity, we have to provide in the component field.
Okay.
So once we fill that, then only we will be able to transfer that scrap material from supplier location, subcontractor location to our location while doing the yeah, Migo.
Okay. And what kind of a accounting entries will be there and moment types will be there in the scrap return subcontracting.
For scrap return, moment type will be 101 plus and 543 minus for scrap material. And accounting entries like BSX will be credited for scrap material. So I don't remember the accounting entries.
Okay. So do you know what is the subsequent adjustment in a subcontracting procurement?
Yes, I do know.
Tell me.
Yeah, so subsequent adjustment we perform during the overconsumption or underconsumption subcontracting. So consider we are getting one finished product from the subcontractor. We are sending some raw materials to the uh, subcontractor, and they are performing their activity on that product, and they want some extra metal. So consider so they are doing galvanizing process, for which they are expecting some zinc metal extra, and for which we have to do again the transfer posting. So once we do the transfer posting, we have to again we have to provide the extra material while doing the transfer posting. So once while doing the goods receipt, we will be doing goods receipt based on the for that particular finished product only, and then we have to do the subsequent adjustment for that extra material which we sent uh, during the overconsumption. So for that we have to do the subsequent adjustment. So for that subsequent adjustment, uh, accounting entries I don't know. I don't remember right now, but we have to do the subsequent adjustment for that against the PO.
Okay. What is the exact purpose? Tell me again of subsequent adjustment.
Subsequent adjust if there is any overconsumption happen, we have to uh, do the adjustment for that particular by like uh, exact purpose. Sir, I don't remember exact purpose,
Overconsumption
but
and underconsumption to show the overconsumption and underconsumption. Okay.
in the overconsumption, subsequent adjustment for the extra material, and under consumption we are getting uh, material from the subcontractor which is left while doing the subcontracting process.
Overconsumption consumption means extra consume material.
Yes.
So we have to show that in the system. So subsequent adjustment we are going to post. We have the under consumption indicator will be deactivated. Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
And
I forgot that under consumption indicator, right?
so tell me, in the consignment procurement, why info record is mandatory?
Info record based on so there isn't any source of information regarding the price apart from the info record. So while creating consignment PO, so consider we are creating consignment PO using standard NB document type, and we are providing the supplier and all the required details, and we have to use consignment as item category. So once we use that item category, the condition tab and the pricing will get disappear from the PO. So during that, so consignment is nothing but until and unless that material gets sold, we are not the legal owner of that particular material. So that is considered as a consignment stock. That's why we are not going to use the prices, or prices will not fetch in the PO. So this is a system behavior. And once we create the consignment PO, then we have to do the transfer posting against that consignment PO using movement type 411K, and we have to transfer the material from the vendor premises to our premises, and then we have to do the goods receipt. So we are so once we are done with the goods receipt, then only we can see that stock uh, in our inventory, because whatever the purchase info record is the primary source of uh, uh, prices for that consignment. Based on that only price will fetch in the consignment PO. Sorry, during the goods receipt and the invoice receipt. For the invoice receipt, we have to do the MRKO. We have to settle the invoice using T code MRKO. And the accounting entries will be while doing the goods receipt for consignment PO. The accounting entries will be KON will be debited, and BSX will be BSX will be debited and KON will be credited. And while doing the settlement MRKO, KON will be debited and vendor will be credited.
Okay, Anush. Consider material has been received in your company premises and there is no enough space in your storage location. Okay. And near the storage location, your business is keeping this material for next 3-4 hours. But you have to show this entry, or your user has to show this entry in your system. So what will be your solution on this?
So there is a concept which is nothing but the GR block stock. So we have to while doing the goods receipt, we have to use GR block stock, and we have to uh, maintain the stock in the GR block stock only. And until and unless we don't get the proper documents from the supplier, and we will keep that material in the GR block status only. So once we get, then we will release that GR block stock, and we will transfer that material from one place to the proper storage location. We can release that GR block stock.
Okay, fine. What is the reservation?
Yeah. So consider there is a maintenance department, and they want to reserve some material for their purpose against their uh, cost center. We can say they will provide the cost center, and they will reserve using T code ME21. They will reserve some materials, and they will mention which type of material or material number they will mention, and the quantity which they want to reserve. So once they do the they create the reservation document, they will provide that reservation document to the inventory team, and on the basis of that reservation document created in the goods receipt, while whenever they want, they will just feel we will use a reservation and then the reservation document which created, and based on that reservation document, we will issue the goods to the maintenance department. So they can reserve that material for their purpose against the cost center.
Okay. Explain me the vendor return process in SAP.
Vendor,
Vendor return processes.
so do you mean return view?
Yes, sir. Suppose your business found this material is not okay or not following the quality criteria or this is damaged and your
Okay,
business
okay.
want to return this material.
Yes, yes, understood. So during that case, we have to create one PO, and we have to provide the material, and there is one indicator return indicator. We have to activate that indicator, and once we activate that indicator, uh, and we will save that PO, and we will send that during the goods receipt against that PO number. We can like return that material to the vendor, and I think movement type is 122 for returning the material, and accounting entries will be reversed, like BSX will be credited and WRX will be debited. And while doing the credit memo, we have to do the credit memo against that PO. While doing the credit memo, WRX will be credited and the vendor account will be debited.
Okay, only return PO is option for returning the material.
So for now,
Okay, fine.
I just remembered this return PO option.
What is a material to material transfer?
So material to material transfer is nothing but we are changing the valuation for that particular material. So consider there is a pure rice and there is a spoiled rice. So pure rice will have different price, and a spoiled rice will have different price. So whenever there is a pure rice, after 6 months, some of the material will get spoiled from that pure rice, and we have to transfer that spoiled material to spoiled rice to the different location. So this is nothing but the like material to material transfer. So there is one movement type. We have to do the transfer posting against for that particular material to material transfer using movement type 309. So we have to provide one source material, and we have to provide destination material. So whatever the quantity is there, we have to transfer it from like we are transferring pure that spoiled rice from we are just changing the valuation for that particular material. So the accounting entries will be like source material will be debited, and sorry, source material will be credited and destination material will be debited.
Okay. Avinash, explain me. Can we transfer one material from one plant to another plant having the different company codes?
Yes, we can transfer the material from one plant to another having different company codes. That will be considered as a stock transfer order, or we can say intercompany STO.
Explain me in detail.
Okay. So at very first, the whatever the material we are going to transfer, that material should be present in both the plants, in both the company codes, and we have to do some configuration step for that intercompany STO. So configuration steps are nothing but we have to create the supplier. Consider AD03 is a supplier and AD04 is a plant which is acting as a receiver. So we have to create a supplier as a AD03 as a vendor in the business partner, or we can say both. Companies should be present as a business partner in the SAP system. So like AD03 will act as a supplier and AD04 will act as a customer. So we have to maintain the uh, plant plant code into that particular business partner. We have to maintain both the plants for that particular business partner. Then once we are done with the business partner configuration, next step is like we have to do some configuration steps. So first one is like shipping data. We have to define shipping data for the plant. So we have to in the AD04 we have to mention that customer or business partner number which we have created. We have to provide that business partner number in that field. Then we have to define configure delivery type and the like checking rule. So we have to use like there is one standard configure standard delivery type, which is nothing but NLCC. We have to provide that, and B will be the checking rule. Then we have to do the shipping data determination. So like we have to provide shipping data like one 4-digit T code for that particular customer, like shipping loading point or shipping point. And there is a combination in which we have to provide the shipping point as well. Then next step is like we have to item category and deliveries. In that we have to provide NLC as a item category delivery. And next step is like we have to assign document type which we are going to use for the stock for the STO purpose. So here we are using NB as a standard purchase organization, standard PO document NB, and we have to assign that NB to the both plant for that for those company codes. So these are the configuration step which we have to do at very first. Then we have to do the like process step. So process step is nothing but we have to create the PO, normal PO. So AD04, which is the supplier, will act as a supplier, AD04, and whatever the information is required from the receiving plant, we have to provide that information in the PO form, and we have to provide the material number as well. So if the shipping tab is coming at the bottom, then we can consider it as all the configuration which we have done. Those configurations are correctly done. And there we can see the delivery type as well at the bottom, which will reflect as NLC. So once we create the PO document, we have to do the like under delivery. Uh, Under delivery, we have to like execute one T code VL10B, and we have to do the post good issue as well. Uh, so for the post good issue, we have to use VL02N T code. So once we post the goods issue, the finance, I think sales document gets created, and then based on that sales document, the sales team will create the billing documents using T code VF01. So once it is done, then we have to do the I think transfer posting. No, sorry. Transfer posting we don't need to do here. We have to do the goods receipt, and so the goods receipt, the accounting entries will be like supplying plant will be credit during the goods receipt. Uh, 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 I don't remember the exact accounting entries, but we have to do goods receipt. Then we have to perform invoice receipt, my role. So these are the steps which we have to follow during plant to plant the different T code, different company codes.
Okay, Vinesh. Explain me what is a consumption based planning?
So consumption based planning, we this is a type of the MRP. So consumption based planning having like we are doing the planning for the materials which are frequently being consumed, and like there are some types under the consumption based planning. So first one is like reorder point planning. In that there are two types: manual reorder point planning, and second one is automatic reorder point. So in the manual reorder point planning, we have to enter the reorder quantity manually in the system, and in the automatic reorder point planning, our system will automatically uh, determine the quantity based on the consumption from the past. So this is nothing but the automatic reorder point planning, and then time phase planning and forecast phase planning. So in the time phase planning, so we are expecting material timely basis, like it can be a weekly basis, or it can be monthly basis, or it can be quarterly basis. And forecast based planning is nothing but like we are providing the consumption from the past few months, and system is determining or forecasting the future planning. So these are the types which comes under consumption based planning in EMRP.
Okay. Do you know output determination?
I do know
Yeah, tell
determination.
me.
So whenever we create any PO, and whenever we want to uh, if we want any PDF for that PO, we will be using ME9F T code, and we will get that PO in a PDF format. So for that PDF is coming from somewhere, like there is some configuration steps which we have to do, that will be considered as output determination. So there is a application name for that particular purchase order document. EF is a application name, and we have to create one purchase order schema, and we have to assign the purchase order schema to the standard output procedure. So here I think MEF1 is the standard output procedure which is given by the SAP. We have to assign that schema to the uh, 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 standard output determination standard schema. Standard output procedure. So output that output procedure contains condition type, and the condition type contains, so here condition type NEU is the standard condition type which is given by the SAP, and that condition type contains access sequence. So here 0001 is the access sequence, and that access sequence contains condition tables. So condition tables are like the combination of purchase order, or the vendor, or the document type. So these are the combination for which we have to create the condition record using T code MN04. So whatever the condition record we are going to maintain in the MN04, or any particular vendor, or the PO document, that output procedure will fetch in the PO. We can see that output procedure after creating PO at display message tab. Then we have to like define the output device for that particular condition type. So these are the configuration steps which are required while doing the output determination.
Okay. Do you know batch management concept?
Yeah, I do know. So batch management is used to identify or to track the material with the unique number, we can say. So there are three levels of batch management we can maintain. One is for at material level we can maintain at plant level we can maintain, and at the client level also we can maintain. But mostly at material level, batch management is batch management process is being used. So once we consider we have created any PO, and while doing the goods receipt, uh, we have to maintain the batch number for that particular material. And once we do the goods receipt in the stock, we can say using T code MMBE, there we can see that particular material is being we can identify with the batch number. So there are some configurations required for the batch management. Batch management, there are some configuration which are like there is a class, and then there are some characteristics. So there are some characteristics which we have to create for that particular material. Uh, Characteristic can be anything. It depends upon as per the client's requirement how they want to identify that particular material. So once they create the characteristic, we need to assign that characteristic to the class. And we have to while creating any master data, we have to there is an indicator which is batch management. We have to activate that indicator. So for that particular material, whenever we are doing any goods receipt, uh, the batch tab will come. So there is one another configuration, like while doing the movement type 101. So there will be like whether we want to create automatically before click on check, or whether we have to add that batch number manually. We can yeah, select as per our requirement in the configuration step. For now, I don't remember that path. So once we do the goods receipt, there is a tab will come, and before checking, system will ask to enter the batch number. So if we can either enter it as manually, and if you don't want that batch number manually created, and if you want system generated batch number, then we simply click on check, and then batch number will get auto generated. And this is how batch numbers get generated. And also, like, there is a T code MSC1N, where we can create the batch number for any particular material, where we maintain the details regarding that particular batch, where like manufacturing date or expiry date for if we are producing any material. So during that time, we can use that batch management concept. So while doing the or we can say once we save the goods receipt, we can categorize that particular material with the quantity with different batches as well. So this is what I know about the batch management.
Avinash, tell me what are the differences between ECC and S4HANA that you know?
Yeah. So in ECC, the database which were used was third party. It can be IBM, or it can be like Oracle. It was actually working on third party database. And in S4 HANA, they have provided HANA database, and which is like uh, s- uh, being particularly used for S4, and HANA is a database. Then in ECC, the material description characteristic was 18, and in S4 HANA, it is now the material characteristic is 40. So in the ECC, LSMW is the primary data upload tool, but in S4 HANA, LTMC, or data migration cockpit, is the primary tool for the for data upload. And in ACC, only GUI screen were used by the users as a primary screen. But in the S4 HANA, Fury screen is being used by the users as a primary screen, and GUI as a secondary. Mm. Then in the ECC, like ASAP methodology was used, but in the S4 HANA, Activate methodology is being used.
Okay, fine. And whatever implementation you did, and currently also you are working on implementation, which methodology you are using?
Activate methodology we are using here.
How it is different from ASAP methodology?
Like there are six phases in activate methodology, and there are five phases in activate methodology. Only the difference is like the discover phase, but also like the duration. If we are using activate methodology, the uh, processing project is being completed like very fastly, we can say. And also like there is a the processes are almost same in the activate methodology as well, but only the difference with the phases. And the scrum master is being used to monitor the task in the activate methodology.
Okay. What is the cutover activities?
So cutover activities, before go live, we have to upload the data, all the master data, all the configuration data. So master data consists of like material master, vendor master, purchase info record, source list. So this type of data we have to upload. And during that cutover activity, business will plan when they are going to upload this data, and they will notify to the client that they are going to upload this data. And before that we have to prepare data migration tool as well. But during the cutover activity, business should freeze for two. It depends upon how much time we are going to take for that cutover activity. So business should freeze for 2 or 3 days, we can say, while uploading the data, just to avoid the inconsistency of the data. There shouldn't be any open PO or open transaction happen during the cutover activity because of the data inconsistency.
Okay. Do you know about a body, BAPI, user exits?
Yeah, I do know about BAPI. I did work on BAPI as well for one of the enhancement, we can say.
Okay.
So, do you want me to explain BAPI?
Yeah, you can explain it.
Okay. So like we did use BAPI for one of the client's requirements. So client requirement was like they wanted one upload program for purchase requisition in mass for most of the materials. So they wanted one upload program for purchase requisition, for which my task was to create like gather the requirement in a descriptive manner from the client, and then my another task was to create the functional specification document in which I had to prepare one template and like where how which information we are going to use for the upload program. So like also we have to identify the BAPI name using so there is a T code BAPI, or we can uh, search on the Google as well that BAPI name, which BAPI name we are going to use we are going to execute. For that BAPI name we have to provide in the functional specification document. So functional specification document consists of like a requirement. So we have to provide the requirement in a descriptive manner. Then flow chart. The flow chart is nothing but the sequence of the operation. Like it will start and uh, mm, then user will download the user will. So they wanted like one custom T code on one Fury app, custom Fury app. So we can consider it as a conversion and the enhancement as well. So they wanted a purchase a mass PR upload as a Fury name, and like mass underscore PR upload as a custom T code name. So they wanted this custom T code and the Fury application as well. So based on that, we have to prepare functional specification document. So like we have to provide the flow chart and the logic. So in the logic, we have to provide template which are going to use, and the uh, field name, or we can say technical name and field name, and which are the important fields in the in that template. So we have to like discuss that template with the technical specification team before like creating any functional specification document. We have to check feasibility check if it is possible or not. So this type of pre-work we have to do before creating any functional specification document. So we have to provide the template as well in the functional specification document, and then we have to like execute that BAPI, and like using T code AC37, we have to provide the specific dates, specific information, and we have to create one test case, and we have to we have to just take that screenshot for the test case, and we have to provide the test case in the functional specification document. And also in the functional specification document, we have to provide the FUT scenarios as well, how the like user consider, like step one will be like user will open Fury app with the name PR upload, then user will download the template, user will fill the template, then a user will upload the template and check PR, then and the upload button. This type of for FUT scenario we have to prepare, and if it is once it is done, we have to check whether the purchase requisitions are created at the table level or not.
Okay, Manish. Okay, that's fine. I have done from my end. So I will stop here. Thank you.